Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. Now today I'm gonna go over my favorite and least favorite Bloxburg updates. If you do have a different opinion, let me know in the comments down below. I respect your opinion, please respect mine instead of commenting something like you're stupid for not respecting other people's opinion, you know? No, but seriously, let's get right into it. So I'll start with my favorite updates. Now I got the updates all the way back to 0.4.9 from a very trustworthy source that doesn't want to be named, so I will respect that. Now before that I added some things to my list as well. For example, one of my favorite things added to the game is ceiling lights. Before ceiling lights we used to build houses like this, so we placed a couch. It was actually very funny. If you look back at it, oh my goodness, the times we had building, that was so hard. So we only had these floor lamps or just tabletop lamps. What we used to do was we got a sofa and then we didn't have advanced placement as well, so we went behind the sofa and we placed outdoor lights like this, and it looked so bad. It was terrible, my goodness. And then the ceiling lights came and everyone was just so happy. We used to live in very dark rooms just because we only had floor lights and we had to place them strategically. Like we couldn't place a floor light right in the middle of the room, that wouldn't fit. So that was a very useful update, and I'm so happy that came to the game because it was probably pretty hard for Queptus to add ceiling lights into the game. Then another thing that I didn't find back in the updates was curtains added to the game. I don't know, I just like that we have curtains. Not all of them are closable, but at least we do have curtains, and I do like being able to add them into the game. Then we go to update 0.4.9. This is one of my favorite updates. They added in sliding doors, so let me go to the door tab. Sliding doors were awesome, you guys, so you could add it in like this. Let me go out of build mode. Now I did place it inside my kitchen, but you know where I'm going with sliding doors, you know. You just have these, and we only had a few doors, and with the sliding doors update we could suddenly do so much more with the game. We had the glass door. We didn't have glass doors before, so that was very nice to have inside the game as well. Then in 0.4.9 also advanced placement game pass, so you could place objects inside each other. Let me just do that real quick with that sofa over here, so you could place them over everything. And that was so annoying when you try to build a kitchen island, especially. Let me just go to another house and I'll show you. Okay, so this is one of the first houses I have ever built. I did change some things, of course, but I just kept it because it was the first house I truly built with decorations and such. I'm so sorry. So you can basically see a lot of things aren't in there. I did add ceiling lights when it came out and such, but I just kept the house because I wanted to sometimes go back and see where I started. So I hate the wall in the kitchen now, but okay, that's completely fine. What I wanted to show you was we didn't have advanced placement, so if you tried to build a kitchen island, we also didn't have kitchen islands, if I might say that. You had that little gap in between, and it was just so annoying. Also, the stairs couldn't completely match up. And placing doors, so now you can place doors in a 1x1 square. You couldn't do that before, so you needed at least a 2 wide wall or a 2 square wide wall to be able to place a single door, and that was just so annoying, you guys. But I'm so glad that they changed that. Then one of my favorite updates also is version 0.5.6, reduced bills for premium members. So they added bills that will come back in the worst update section, of course, but premium members had to pay as much bills as normal members, and we kind of opted for like reducing the bills for premium members at least. I know a lot of you still have to pay the full price, but if you have premium you only have to pay half the price of your bill, so that's a little bit more okay. Then I just added it in there because I hate the bill so much. Then also with update 5.6 or 0.5.6, I'm sorry, came you are now able to do multiple jobs. I was so happy with that. I used to be level 40 something, and then I was so done and I quit my job and I went back to level 0. For example, I used to love being a stalker, but it didn't earn much, so I then quit to go to pizza delivery, and I lost my job. I lost all the progress. Then I wanted to go back to stalker and I had to start all over again, so I'm very glad that they added multiple jobs in the game. And then 0.5.6 is also where they changed the pre-built house, so it's more up to date, because the first pre-built house didn't have a closet and such, and counters or cabinets. I think it was so basic, and it didn't have much of what they added into the game later on. Then another update I put in there as my favorite is the new types of roofs they added into the game. So before we had all these types of roofs, so slanted roofs and such, we only had flat roof and mansard roof, if I'm correct. I think there was another one in there as well, but I'm not quite sure. But we only had 2 or 3 types of roofs, and it was just so terrible when you built a house and you had to pick between so little options, and now I'm so happy that they added that into the game. That's also the update where they changed the rebalanced job earnings, so you earned a lot more for doing pizza delivery. It was crazy. We used to earn like $3,000 max every 10 minutes if we worked. Like if you could afford a TV in Bloxburg, that was massive. If someone had a TV in his house, you knew they were rich, and they went to work a lot. And now if you go to work and you deliver one pizza, you already get $800 or $700 with a low level. So that is very nice that they changed the job earnings, and you just earn so much more. Being able to buy a car is not so special anymore, but when the game just started, you had to work like 50 minutes to be able to afford a normal car. It was crazy. Then another update I put in there is 0.6.0, because that's where they added a lot of build mode options where you could click and paint, for example, and it paints with the previous color used. I can't show that now because I'm on a Mac. You can only do that on a Windows computer. They also added undo and redo buttons, which is very nice as well. I'm very happy that they added that, because when you sell something, you only get 70% of the value back. And I used to sell a lot of things when I was building, because I changed a lot when I was building, you know. So that I'm so happy that they added that. You get a full refund when you do undo instead of removing it and only getting 70% back when you're building. With 0.6.0, they also added in the power box for toggling all the lights on the plot. That is a very nice option as well, especially if you like role playing and a lot of kids just turn off the electricity in the house, or just the lights in their room, or someone trolls you and turns off all the lights in the garden. You know, it's very annoying. You can just go to your power box now and turn on or turn off the electricity. I like that a lot. They also added a time mode in build mode, so usually when you were building, it went with the time. So when it was dark, you could hardly see what you were building, and that was very annoying. Now you can see in build mode, you can always build when it's light. You can just choose that. It's currently 1:50 a.m. in the game, and I build when it's light, so that is a very nice option to have. You can also see what your build will look like in the dark, so I'm very happy with that. You can see your build whenever you want to, in whatever time you want to see it, so I like that a lot that they added that into the game. Then another update I really like is 0.6.3. That's where they added in the ceiling fans, and I love the ceiling fans a lot. There actually was a lot with that update. So with 0.6.3, they added more food, new windows, doors, kitchen, appliances, and furniture. So that was also the massive kitchen upgrade. So as you can see, I didn't have much in my kitchen back then, but then they started adding stuff in appliances, which I love a lot. So you can now place cabinets. You also have the hoods for the stoves, a blender, some new machines. You could have a cooktop like this. Of course, you cannot bake cakes in it and stuff. You can also place these things. I just love it so much that they added so much into the game for the kitchen. Then the final update I have as my favorite updates is the 0.6.6. That was the camping update that also came with the new garage doors. So let me go to garage doors and let me show you. So before the update, we only had this, so everyone had the same garage. After the update, we had the wooden garage door, the rural garage door, and the frosted garage door. We also have tents, sleeping bag if I'm correct as well. Let me go to beds real quick. So we got these tents, the family tent, the sleeping bag. There's also a lot of other stuff. You can now picnic. We have tiny fridges in the game, so you can place them outside if you want to. So this is one of the tiny fridges you can have in the game. Let me just buy that real quick. So I really, really love that update. They also, in that update, added a menu to be able to change your pictures quicker. So if you go out of build mode and go to a painting. So I know it's very dark, but the menu will show you. We used to go to the Roblox website and browse the catalog for an ID we wanted to, and it was so tricky, you guys. And now we can just look for something. So let me look for a cupcake real quick. If I want to have a cupcake on my painting, I just look for a cupcake and I add it in like this. Let me go into build mode so I can show you, because my house is still very dark. I didn't add ceiling lights in everywhere, or I did, but they're turned off for some reason. So now I have a cupcake in my house. So that is just so crazy that you could add that one in. I know it seems very little, but for us it was a massive update. And that was it for the best updates. Now I go to the worst updates, and I know it will trigger a lot of you, but I'm just gonna be blatantly honest. And I'm gonna start with the bills update. That was a terrible update. I think it was also the update that came with the parking garage, so let me just drive through that real quick so I can show you it. But the bills update, a lot of people were just so angry. We knew bills were coming at some point, but we didn't know they were gonna be so high. And now, like, people with mansions have to pay $4,000 or $5,000 in bills, even more than that. And you don't see a lot of mansions in Bloxburg anymore, just because it's just not affordable for a lot of people. You will constantly have to work if you want to have a mansion. So it definitely changed from people having big houses because the jobs got upgraded just so much. Then it changed to people having smaller houses, and now the trend is people living in very tiny houses that just fulfill your needs to go to work, you know. And this is the parking garage. I hated this one. I used to love to have this plot over here, and I used to live here all the time until they added the parking garage. Oh my god, that thing is just so ugly. It has almost 200 parking spaces, I think. And the servers only hold 12 people, so I don't know why they added that in. I was just so angry when this update came out. I don't know. It was ugly, and they added in ramps as well, but no one really uses them, which I knew was gonna happen. And I don't know why they really added that one in, because every single building has its own parking. I really have no idea what happened there. Then I'm gonna combine two updates for the worst, and that is 0.5.0 and 0.5.1. And I don't necessarily hate this update. It was just, I don't know, you could, those were the updates that added R15, different ages, so you could go into your closet and you could change into a kid, a teen, or an adult. Before that, Bloxburg was mainly for builders, people who wanted to go to work and then build a little bit. Then with this update, with the kid, teen, and adult update, there were more and more role players, which also meant more people that will come to big plots, or people who build a lot in the game will come there and ask for money. If you say no, they go like, why, you're so rude, and then you block them, and they go like, I'm gonna block you, I'm gonna report you, you know. So that also came with a lot of these people, and I don't say that every role player does that, of course, but it definitely changed the community into more roleplay than building. And I don't know, it just, more and more people came asking for donations because they didn't want to build a house, they just wanted to roleplay as a kid. And then you go like, just go to work. Well, I can't work as a kid, you know. So that definitely was an update that I wasn't really happy with, but I do understand why it's added to the game. It's not like it was something that was unavoidable, or that I will say like, you're a kid, I don't like you. No, if somebody wants to be a kid, that's completely fine, you know. So I'm just, it meant a change in the community, and that's mainly why I don't like the update. And then the final thing I wanted to add to the worst updates was 0.6.5. That was the entire map overhaul. Now, as some of you know, I am in the test server in Bloxburg, so I do test new updates before they come out. I cannot speak about what's coming next, so please don't ask me. I did not like the map overhaul at all. I was like, okay, you're gonna add a highway to the game, and people are gonna check it out once, and then they're not gonna come back after all. Like, people are just gonna see it as, hey, that's nice, but I'm never gonna use it. I hardly see anyone on the highway. If you go here, you will probably be here alone. So that is not a thing. Nobody use it. I was like, okay, you can change the map. You don't have to make it too big. Just add some new buildings where people can interact with. I don't know, like a new job, a school, a clinic, or whatever you call it, a hospital. That's the word I was looking for. Maybe an apartment building with like 12 apartments you can build in. Just a bigger map won't make people actually go around, because there's a gas station, but you can also go over here to the BFF store and you can get the same items for the same price. There's a campsite, but I think people who like camping in the game would rather build their own camping place almost. I see some people go to the camping, but it's not like people use it a lot. It's a bit like the parking garage, you know? So it was just a weird update. I did like the map expansion. I just knew people weren't gonna use it. I don't use it either, so I don't blame you for anything. I knew that was gonna happen because there's not a lot to do here. But it's nice that we have the little levels in the game and it's not as flat anymore as it used to be. So that's also a nice thing that changed with the game, of course. But that was it for today. If you have something else you don't like or you do like, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button and please subscribe.